Hello and welcome back on Interpreting Quotes. In today's video, I want to talk about a follow-up of the last two videos. In the first one, it was about peer pressure and how to overcome this unfree world and how to find your individual identity. And last week's video was about how the gut feeling can lead us to peace and happiness, how we can use the gut feeling to make decisions and find the difference between the right and the wrong. And in today's video, it's a follow-up of these two things because today it's about letting go. And I chose the quote, "Letting go is easier," because it pretty much sums up what I want to say in, what is the essence of these three things. Because if you feel and if you start to understand what letting go can do for you and your well-being and your freedom of mind and your independence, then you have a huge step towards this state I would love to see you in. In this video, I try to show you a way to understand and use the letting go technique as I learned it, and how to use it in the context with other people and to get more independence and with that more freedom for yourself. Letting go means not to disconnect completely from everybody else or from feelings or from relationships and all of these things. It means more like going through an emotion or a feeling, and then after you felt the feeling, the emotion, you went through it, then afterwards to let go of it and just let it be. Because a problem has only energy if we put energy into it. But if we don't put any energy into it, it's with everything else, it's not just problems, then this thing has absolutely no power and will disappear. Just think about God, for example. If nobody on this planet believed in God, then God wouldn't exist. Because if nobody knows and believes in an instance or in an entity, it's simply not there. If nobody believed in the color red, it would simply not exist. And it's the same with problems and with any circumstance or any challenge and all of these things. Just if we put energy in it, it can affect us or can have an existence in this world, in this reality. So let's check how you can get over it. Like I said, you need to go through the feeling, through the emotion. What does that mean? It basically means to see it as what it is. Seeing a situation as what it is makes things extremely easy to understand and to get this meta perspective and just distance yourself instead of instantly taking a role inside of the situation. Usually we are the one who is doing something or the one who is reacting or the victim of a situation. If you let go of the situation or if you use the technique to let go, you have a huge chance to detach yourself, your position from this whole situation and see it from an outer perspective. And this means going through the emotion and seeing the situation as what it is. First of all, a situation and anything and everything that happens in our life is not happening for us and is not happening against us. We are never doomed for something, or we never did something wrong and now we have to pay for it, like the karma pays back thing. It's simply not existing. It's a thing made up by different entities, by different communities to have a certain enemy to overcome and to make people behave in a certain way they want people to behave. But if we understand that there is nothing against us, and as well as many other people say, like, everything is happening in your favor, everything is happening for you, if we also delete that thought, that belief, then we see reality. Everything else is an illusion, everything else is judged, everything else is valued by us. Like we say, I don't like that, I like that. It has a certain importance to us, it has a certain level of sympathy for us. But if we see the situation, the circumstance, reality, the world, the life, whatever you want to call it, as what it is, it simply has nothing for you and it has nothing against you. And this first step makes it possible to detach, to disconnect yourself from the situation and step back and see the whole thing, instead of being involved and trying to figure out what role you're playing inside of the situation. That means see the situation, step back, and then see the emotion, see the feeling it creates inside of you. That means you need to step back. You need to take this distance from yourself, from your hurt self, from, some people call it inner child, from your ego, whatever got hurt. Step back and view it from an outside perspective. That's why you need to detach from the situation and see it as it is. Because if you instantly judge the situation, you're busy with judging the situation and finding your role, like if you're the victim, if you're the aggressor, and then your mind starts to justify what you just did, or if it's okay what happened to you. So if you step back, you can see the emotion as it is. And then the next step of letting go means going through the emotion, like I said in the beginning, means now see what true impact the emotion, the feeling, whatever, has on you and your life. And you will see most of the time, in 80% of the cases, the situation, the feeling, the emotion has nothing to do with you and your future life. Because the emotion is simply the reaction of your body system, and then combined with your mind, if we go through the process, how the body, how our system is processing impulses, and then simply just a feeling, an emotion which is temporary, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't have any relevance in reality. It doesn't change anything. The emotion, the reaction. It doesn't mean the deeds that have been done. Like if somebody hits somebody else and then they have a broken arm or something, that's definitely something that changes reality. But our emotion, our reaction to it has nothing to do with realities. It won't change reality. So if you understand that you go through the feeling, you feel the feeling, you see the feeling, you distance from the feeling, then you see the feeling, and then you perceive the feeling, you look at it, you analyze it as what it is, and then you see that it has absolutely nothing to do with reality and nothing to do with you, with your life and your future. And then you simply let go. Important is that you don't ignore feelings. Some people start, especially if you start to use that technique, some people start to ignore feelings, like to say, that feeling, I don't have these feelings, I don't have these emotions anymore, because they try to skip the part of going through it, because it can be painful, it can be very disappointing, it can be very disillusionizing, disillusioning. It can just destroy a lot of your belief systems, of your programs, of your imprints, of the things you think these things are true and these things are unshakable for you in your life, and suddenly these things can absolutely be destroyed because you see reality as it is and not through your lenses you had before. By going through a feeling, you shatter all your illusions and beliefs that are pinned to that feeling or that emotion, and you just see it as it is. And then, when you felt the feeling, when you saw the feeling, when you uncovered the feeling or emotion as what it is, you can let it go. It has no energy in them anymore. And like I said in the beginning, like if we don't believe in God, if God doesn't exist in our mind, it is not there. It's not existing. It has no appearance, no substance in this universe. Only if somebody, if something, if someone believes in it, it becomes a part of existence, a part of reality, a part of this universe. And that's basically it, how you let go, how you can let go. And one more thing I learned over the time since I used this technique is, and I never saw that in any video or any book I read or anywhere, is you have a memory. And your memory will remind you about on situations in the past, and you will get, there might be, or there is the possibility that you get these emotions again, because you see maybe the incident, somebody got hit, and you feel the emotion again because you were angry or whatever. If you perfectly let go, it won't happen, like you won't get angry or anything, but let's say you have this memory and you feel the emotion again, maybe a little bit less because you let go in the beginning and now you feel it a little bit less, a little bit more distanced, but you feel the emotion again. And now just do exactly the same thing. Go through the emotion again, see it as what it is, and then let go. See it as what it is, the reality, and then just leave it. You don't have to hold on. And you do that whenever these things come up. So you won't ignore and suppress or repress emotions, feelings, memories, all these things. So whenever these things come up, just let go. Just go through the emotion, feel, see the things as what it is, and then let go. It's the most powerful tool you can use to calm your system, to get in a certain state of peace and happiness. And believe me, mental health and all these things, self-love, grow with the help of this technique, because you see things as what it is, instead of being a part of the situation, a victim or an aggressor or whatever. You're simply spectating the situation and seeing the reality, and that gives so much more blessing and bliss in your life than constantly trying to figure out which role you have to play and justify what you did and how you reacted and everything. You can do that simply with everything. Go through the emotion and then let go. I hope this video helped you and you could take a little bit of knowledge from it and you understood the technique. If you had situations like this where you automatically, for example, used the letting go technique, then let me know in the comments. And before I end this video, I want to come back to the quote, which says, "Letting go is easier." After some time of using the letting go technique, things will get easier. Things will kind of balance itself. The huge waves you have in your life calm down, because not always when you remember something, when you have memories, when you have the situations of living through a situation maybe happened 30 years ago, you won't be overwhelmed by the emotions anymore and the feelings. Rather, you see the situation as what it is, and you can simply let go because it doesn't affect you anymore. You see the reaction you had, the emotional reaction you had, and you can simply see it as what it is, because it is no impact on your life, on your future. And if you take out this instant justification and this instant judgment we do in situations and this role picking, then believe me, so much freedom has space in your life, and so much peace and happiness can be where there was pain and suffering and self-hate and self-judgment before. Thank you for watching, and I see you next week in the next video.